Good morning, I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. Now for the news in detail. Chairman of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, has indicated that an independent review team will shortly begin work on addressing concerns raised about the administration of regional exams and the grades issued to students. A report will be produced for discussion with relevant stakeholders. Hundreds of students have decried what they deemed unacceptable results in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC. They have raised concerns about anomalies with some grades issued by CXC. Preliminary CSEC and CAPE results were released last week. Beckles, in a statement yesterday, stated that CXC Registrar Dr. Wayne Wesley and his team met with regional ministers of education in order to discuss the concerns and identify the underlying causes with a view to moving forward and providing clarity. A group of private sector shareholders in Jamaica involved in a long-standing plan to develop Port Royal as a heritage tourism destination have applied for leave to bring derivative action to the Supreme Court against the state-owned Urban Development Corporation UDC. The Port Royal Development Company Limited was formed under a public-private partnership arrangement with the P.J. Patterson-led government in 1995, which took a 70% stake with the UDC overseeing the state's interest. The remaining 30% is shared among the remaining 47 investors. Robert Stevens, the fourth largest investor and conceptualizer of the initiative, said the government has been lukewarm to the group's efforts to get clarity on decisions being taken. In an email explaining the Supreme Court's move, Stevens said that despite persistent efforts to engage the UDC as a majority shareholder and the Secretariat via several letters and emails from private sector directors and shareholders and the leadership of the business and tourism lobbies requesting their cooperation or intervention of the Prime Minister, those attempts were for naught. The group, through its attorneys, have demanded US $8.42 million at a rate of US $6.5 for every US dollar invested as compensation for its shares, but the UDC has refused to honor the claim, citing that shares were never guaranteed investment with fixed return over time. Meanwhile, as of Monday, Caribbean Airlines will embark on a cost-cutting exercise aimed at reducing its wage bill. It will send some employees on no-pay leave, reduce the salaries of others, and lay off a third group. According to reports, this will affect about 1,700 employees to varying degrees, but the most immediate impact will be felt by the company's 250 pilots and about 375 flight attendants. Caribbean Airlines has proposed to place its contract pilots who are older than 60 on no-pay leave for a 3-month period from October to December. The airline also proposed to reduce the salaries of all other staff by 15 to 20% for a 6 to 8 month period, starting yesterday when the entity's October pay cycle begins. A report released says this is a move to keep the airline operational and is in line with cost-cutting that has been implemented by many airlines around the world as a result of the slowdown in international travel caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Since COVID-19 hit the Caribbean in March, Caribbean airline flights and revenues have dwindled as borders were closed to contain the spread of the virus. Bahamas Attorney General Carl Bettel said on Thursday that the country faces the immediate imposition of a potentially devastating blacklisting by the European Union effective October 1st. Bettel said the Bahamas will likely remain on the Financial Action Task Force FATF grey list until at least February 2021. He said this pandemic has totally derailed efforts to get off this blacklist. The Bahamas has been included on the FATF's grey list of countries with strategic deficiencies since June 2017. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. On behalf of the news and the production team, I am Tracy Spence. Do have a good morning.